Welcome to Begin, Build, Blossom, your business journey with Clarita, the podcast where we will discuss valuable insights, resources, and motivation to fuel your entrepreneurial spirit. Let's build a supportive community together. Subscribe now to Begin, Build, Blossom, and let's embark on your business journey. This episode was recorded in September 2024, and there is reference to an event happening next month. However, the event is actually happening from October 24th to October 27th, 2024. Please keep this in mind as you listen. For more information about the festival, please visit AmericanDreamersFest.com or contact Nekei. Good day. Welcome to another episode of our podcast, Begin, Build, Blossom, your business journey. And today we are with us Nekei Lewis. Nekei is the president and founder at American Dreamers Club, a financial services membership community that allows individuals to plan their estate planning needs. She also speaks live at conferences and speaks across the nation on financial advocacy and helping advance individuals with education and resources. Welcome, Nekei. How are you?
Well, hello, Clarita. Welcome. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for coming. And we connected through a mutual person, a family member who had attended one of your events. He was very impressed and he thought that I should reach out, and I did. And you were really great to have a conversation with me and now talking to me further on the podcast. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the structure of the podcast is we're going to get started with section we call rapid fire. Then we'll move into begin, build, blossom. And it's all about the business here. So let's get started with two words that describes you. One that describes you now and one you would have used to describe yourself as a child.
Well, I would say now would be energetic. And one that would describe me as a child would be curious.
Curious, energetic. I love that. And we talked about this a little bit in the introduction, but we'll just want to hear some of it from you directly. So one of those is the name of your business and what you do in business.
Sure. So my company is called American Dreamers. And basically, what we do is we are a financial company helping individuals with financial services, everything from estate planning to business funding, personal credit, insurance, all the financial services that normally people don't have the opportunity to either, learn or have access to or the right resources. We put all of those together within our membership club that allows people easy access and also a one-on-one session with the consultant in that specialized area.
Okay, great. Fascinating. I love it. And what were you doing before you started your business?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur, so I've always been doing various different businesses. But prior to, I had a printing and graphics company. So I was doing a lot more marketing than finance. And then I jumped into the financial world because it's so needed. And I really wanted to learn and be an expert in this space.
Okay, great. And so it sounds like you're always an entrepreneur. So are you doing this current business full time?
Yes, absolutely. 100% full time.
Okay. How many years have you been in business?
Well, we've been in business since 2021 when we started during the pandemic season, and we've just been building ever since. I have been wanting to do a business such as this, but just putting the right resources, have the right connections, and making sure that I can bring something to the market that's different and unique.
Okay, great. And what's one of the highest highs that you've had in business so far?
Wow. I would say the highest highs is really the events. When I get a chance to meet all my clients and members, and we do events, which we do have some coming up, but just being able to see individuals in person, connect with them, give them the resources, and just helping those individuals on their journey for those first time people who meet me or existing clients. So being able to do that, we had that at one of our galas. That was really, really amazing. We had some great connections there at my annual gala that I had last year.
Great, that sounds amazing. And I'm sure that took on even more special importance after COVID when we were not going out and to now be able to meet in person and to attend events and to just network, network, network. I love that.
Yes.
And on the flip side, what has probably been one of your lowest moments in business so far?
I would say the lowest moments would be like, especially when you're rolling out new products and new services. I had my product, which was a specialized bag where individuals to really understand. So just bringing new products to the market, educating the public on the importance of it, and then being able to see the traction from that. So, of course, in the beginning, there was no traction from it because individuals like, I don't know what this is. I don't understand. But little by little, I have, overcome a lot of those obstacles and have gotten better to making sure that people understand the product, the service, and how it can improve their life.
Great, great. And what is a book that you'd recommend that we read?
Well, I mean, there's just a couple books. One of my favorite, I would say, is like Tools of the Titans. So it's a really big book. It's like 600, 700 pages. But the thing about it is there's all the pertinent information from all different business owners and entrepreneurs in all different facets. So you could read and have a little bit of everybody kind of like in one sitting. So if you just like want to get that all, I would suggest that.
Okay, great, great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we will now move into the begin segment. And that's where we try to find out about, your background. When was the first time you actually thought about becoming an entrepreneur? I know you mentioned you've always been an entrepreneur, but let's go back a little bit and see when did that start for you?
Oh, wow. Well, I would say the first time I was probably like 8.
Mm.
When you have your clothes as a child and they're kind of getting smaller and, your always parents got to go buy you new clothes. So I was like, man, I really would love some extra funds to have candy and chips and stuff. So what I would do is I would take all my clothes that was small and resell, right? So I would take that, I would set up in front of my yard like a little garage sale for $1 for all my clothes, $1, $2. And my parent didn't mind, and I would hang everything up and I would sit there on a Sunday and I'd just be waiting for someone to come by with $1 or $2. And yeah, I would actually sell stuff out there. People would buy it, children's clothes sell. And they were clean, they were ready to go. I had my little toys and whatever I didn't want, I put it there. I said, it's mine. I'm going to sell it.
I love that. I love that. And what's probably one of the biggest lessons you learned from that?
Biggest lessons I learned is like, well, you definitely need more inventory if you only have one item. That's all you're going to sell, the one item. So you need more stuff, right? So more stuff equals more time.
So we diversify.
Yeah, you got to diversify. You got to diversify because somebody's like, oh, I want this in medium or small. You're like, well, that's all I got.
Right. Did you eventually have all the kids from the neighborhood who probably wanted to join in with you, or you kept it solo?
No, I kept it solo. I just waited for the adults with the cash. I wasn't trying to, have any conflict here, but I just like whoever's got that cash. And again, and people came and they supported as they were walking by, with their kids or whatever. They'll give me $1, $2 sitting there and waving.
That's great. And that's a big project for an 8-year-old. Wow, that's amazing. And for American Dreamers, when you decided that you wanted to start that business, what steps did you take to get started? And keeping in mind, there are people who are trying to start a business right now, and we're trying to give them some of the resources that they need. So we'd love to hear what you did.
Okay, excellent. Well, I mean, the first thing, of course, is registering the business. You got to register it. A lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to register it, but the sooner that you register your company, a corporation or LLC, I did that step. And then being able to write just like a basic business plan of what, it doesn't have to be fancy, but a business plan of what you want to do, how you want to go about it, what do you think you're going to need, what are those resources. Having a business website really helps to put the message out there so people can either reach out to you and have a professional email address. So an overall professional way of presenting yourself. And then figuring out what products and services you're going to sell, and at what price. Pricing strategies definitely help. So being able to know who is your competitors, and there's something basically called what we call a SWOT analysis, and you can Google it. And that's basically your strength, your weaknesses, and being able to see from there, well, what do you bring to the table, and how can your strengths differ? Where would you be weak? How could you be better, your counterparts, or offering better services, and building out that and building out a brand, right? A lot of times people just start a company, but not realizing that, especially here for the Americans, we like to deal with what we call brand awareness. We want a brand affiliate, and we want to have that connection, being able to have that person or company that we want to incorporate into our daily life. That's the only way that you're going to really get to where you really want to go. If you can incorporate yourself into someone's daily life, that they need you, right? It's all about servicing that need, having that need, and then making sure that you can deliver that need, because they will be coming.
Right, right. And two things I want to kind of expound on a little bit. You mentioned the need, and you also talked about pricing. So, in terms of the need, how did you identify the need, and then you realize that you could fulfill that need?
Well, I realize based on my experiences, because experiences have a lot to do with business, right? So if you have an experience and you feel like, well, I can do this experience much better, or I could deliver it at a better cost, or I can deliver it, how you want to deliver it, right? You can make that happen through that need. So I was able to figure out, well, okay, in the financial services industry, we do not have X. We're missing X. And people in this segment of people don't really have that information. They don't have the privileges to learn. And because I went through my own family experiences with my business, I realized that, oh, okay, this is something that really needs to be learned. It needs to be taught. And not only that, it needs to be a service where people can easily identify and be able to just plug in and get the information, and then be able to benefit from it.
Great, thank you. And pricing, that's something I'm actually struggling with a little bit. So I'm just wondering, how did you go about figuring that out?
Well, pricing strategy, a lot of times people lowball their price and strategy. And let me tell you, it's not something that's going to work overnight. It's not like, okay, tomorrow I'm charging $5 and it's $5. Sometimes, depending if you have products, there's different ways to figure out your pricing strategy based on your cost, your margins, your overhead, and things like that. For me, I am determined based on the amount of members that I'm looking to have, and also being able to have the cost to cover the entire thing. And then from that, being able to divide that amongst a goal of how many people that I need to reach in order to equivalent that pricing. And then being able to have something to upsell, because at the end of the day, business owners, we have products, but we don't want to undermine our products. A lot of times our value comes with experience. Like I have 10 plus years of value and experience in various sectors and industries, and I'm bringing that to the table in the financial industry so I can help people really achieve what they want to achieve when it comes to their goals. So that's how you can figure out your pricing.
Right, thank you. The name of your business, what's the story behind the name?
Oh boy, yeah. So, okay, one thing is for sure is like, I always hear, oh, the American dream, the American dream. Everyone's chasing the American dream, right? But for me, I'm like, what is the American dream? Like, is it really a picket fence and a house and a dog and a little poodle and, a little goldfish? I don't think so. It's not just that. Or is it more than that? So I realized, you know what? We are not just the American dream. I feel like the American people here are the American dreamers. We are on the land of America, and we are here as dreamers. We all come to this country from all walks of life, whether you're first generation, second generation, and whether you've been born here or you immigrated here, whatever the case may be, we are all dreamers. We're all working towards, number one, a financial goal. We're working towards our freedom. And most importantly, we're working towards our dream. So what is your dream? You want to travel the world. You want to maybe retire early. You want to have that husband of your dreams, the car of your dreams, right? It's all a dream, but you can make it a reality. That's the difference. It's not the dream. We are the dreamers of America. And that's how I made the name.
Nice. And it sounds like a lot of that is around community. And there's a membership part to what you provide. Can you go a little bit more into that?
Yeah, sure. So the American Dreamers, we're membership based. And that basically means that you can become a member. I have different tiers. So think about whichever level that you may be on. Whether you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money, doesn't mean you can't get started and become a member. or you're a little bit, you have a job and you're more consistent. So there's something basically what we call the 4 quadrants: an employee, a business owner. I mean, the whole goal, I feel, for everyone in this country is to get to the level of investor, right? So you start off, and I started off the same thing. I started with zero, from nothing, and work all the way up to an investor. So how do you get yourself through those 4 quadrants? So as a member, you can get access to all the financial resources. Everybody gets their will and trust done, their healthcare directive, power of attorney, making sure that you have your personal credit. Your credit score is key in this country. You need to make sure that you have your credit score should be above 700, or understand what that is. We're not really taught about these things, so then we actually lack the information. So we talk about that within the membership. We have webinars, we have workshops. I have my festival coming up next month, which is super excited. And that's going to have an opportunity for people to have online access for more information, more speakers bringing value, right? Because not only me, right? The American Dreamers, I said, is not about me, or else it'll say Nekei on this channel, right? But it's about the American Dreamers. Who are the people? Who is the community? What do they need? And how do we get them those resources so that they can achieve what they need to do and be able to either A, get out the hamster wheel, create their own business, improve their business, getting the right funding, and just being that overall success person that they want to be.
Okay. So if I'm a listener out there and I'm starting at zero, I am still welcome to join.
Of course, absolutely. We have a very low entry fee to barrier. So absolutely. And we have payment plans.
I love the payment plans. Yeah, because sometimes, you feel intimidated because it's something, anything around financial, anything, we think about those with more money, and we always, talking from experience, I'll say, maybe this is not for me. I don't make that much money.
It's a mindset, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mindset, because a lot of times, we have that mindset like, oh, well, it's cost too much, or I don't think I could afford it. And that's why you still be in that same area of level of life, because it's you have to change your mindset to be exposed to different things so you could achieve.
Right. And if you want something, even though you think you cannot, it's good to just find out, talk to people. You just never know. There's always new information out there. Let's pause for a moment to hear from our sponsors. You've built a name for yourself through hard work and dedication, but does managing the business side feel like a distraction from your true passion? Are you dealing with unmanaged finances? CME Accounting LLC is here to help. We specialize in organizing your financial records, allowing you to focus on what you do best. With organized books, you'll have more time for what inspires you. Whether that's expanding your influence, building relationships, or simply enjoying life. Don't let unmanaged finances hold you back. Reach out to CME Accounting LLC today and let us help you thrive. Visit our website www.cmeaccountingllc.com or email us at admin@cmeaccountingllc.com. All right, let's jump back into our conversation. So let's move on to the building segment. And I know you started the business. You've started several businesses. Since when you were 8, you've been out there doing it. But in terms of your current business, I'm just wondering, aside from actually starting the business, what's the next big, bold move? One of the boldest moves you think you've made since?
The boldest move that I've made since, or going to make?
Well, either one works. I'll leave that up to you.
Well, when it comes, I would say the boldest move that I've made really is creating this club. Like, there's nothing like it that I've seen in the way that I have everything accessible, from presentation to delivery of services, right? And I'm going to get even more bolder with being able to take this to the next level and being able to give people opportunity to become distributors. So being a distributor, you can distribute financial services without having to have actual financial background, because the licensed people would be in the background for you to deliver those services. So that's one of my big bold moves that are coming up, especially before the end of the year, is that I want to give more people the opportunity to become business owners. I want them to have the opportunity to educate themselves, empower other people in their family, learn about how they can improve their finances and money, hosting more things around the country. I want to connect with people in every state who's like, you know what, I would love to have a side financial business. How do I get started? What can I do? Right. And have a very low entry for them. And it'll be products and services. So it'll be a mix of not only financial, but people forget that health is also wealth. Right. So I have a part of my financial services because I'm also a health agent, not only on the financial side, but being able to, because if you're not healthy, then you're not wealthy, right? You can't enjoy the money, right? So you want to be able to have that time and how those two things are going to create a lifestyle. So that's something that's going to be coming up, and I can't wait to roll that out. And I think people are going to be very excited.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Very, very exciting indeed. And to do all of this, what does your team look like?
I know, right? You think like, listen, I'm the mastermind, but I have some great people that are in my corner and great leaders. So, with that, I have a great little small team, about 5 to 6 people. And, within that, we're able to deliver. And it's all about just finding those key people that are good at what they do. Right. And then being able to team up with those individuals because listen, you can't do it all and don't try to do it all. It's better for community, collaboration, and just connecting with others and like-minded individuals so that you can build. Because if you try to do this business by yourself, it is super hard. Super hard. So yeah.
Right. And then so I'm guessing did you start by yourself or you already started off with a team when you started the business?
I started up by myself and then, I had hired employees and stuff to help get everything going.
And what was that transition like for you? For me, I'm thinking that's a bit scary to actually have people on payroll. Yes, they will be helping, but there's a transition period. What was that like for you?
It's a transition period, but I would say not really scary. I mean, it's a release of control because now you have to be the delegator
Mm-hmm.
and do the delegation instead of just thinking, oh, I'm going to do everything. No. So in this business, I really learned, especially as a business owner, that you don't want to do everything yourself, right? So that transition period really helped where now at least I can have or be able to delegate certain tasks that I know for a fact, is not something where you have to feel comfortable with delegating those tasks and being able to what we call do the operation of your process. So let's say whatever that your operations looks like in your business, you want to break that down into different departments. You want to break that down in different roles, responsibilities, and then being able to give and find the right person to fit that role.
Right, right. Thanks. And I'm sure you saw the benefits right away, right? When you brought in people to help.
Listen, you always gotta have those benefits, honey. And yes, I did see that because now it's like, okay, I didn't have to send that email. I'm so excited. I didn't have to roll this out. Oh, perfect. I don't have to call this person. Perfect. I can just focus on building the business, growing the company, being out there waving and speaking on stages and stuff like that.
Right, right. And networking, and when you say speaking out there, I'm thinking about networking here. And I know that's a big part of what you provide. You provide opportunity for networking. Can you just touch a little bit on why we should be networking and what have you seen happen to people as they engage more and more in networking?
Oh my God, networking is everything because if the people, especially in your home state, if people don't see you, they don't know who you are, like what are you? You're just an online person, So being able to communicate, being able to be out there, network, meet people, ask for business cards, follow up. Oh my God, the follow up is key, right? So you want to make sure that you're following up with people, building those relationships, sending those emails out, attending events. People know me, I'm everywhere and everywhere, right? So I'm attending events, I'm doing handshakes, I'm meeting people because guess what? You are the president, the founder, the owner, you are the representation of your company. So you need to be out there being the best version of you. So that means going out there, being a boss girl, boss man, right? Dressing to impress, having the business cards, having the professionalism, speaking with authority, understanding who you are, what are you delivering, why you deliver it, have your elevator pitch ready, right? Because being able to have that elevator pitch is just a short 60-second pitch about who you are, what you do, and why, who, what, when, where, how, right? And just deliver that. And also just be interested in meeting other people, seeing how they could collaboration. You don't know how many people have collaborated. Look, here we are. This is one of my events, right? I am a master networker and you can be too.
Right, right, right. And In terms of actually building on your client base, networking, I'm sure is one way you do that. What are other ways you would suggest that people can build on their client base?
Well, doing advertising, marketing, social media, buying leads, doing Google advertising, mail campaigns. There's so many ways, right? Your phone, asking for referrals. That's what we call free, 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 right? So you want to go ahead and say, hey, I'm building my company. If you know anyone at this stop, here's my business card. Please share. I've met many times people have that. Also, building out what we call an affiliate program. That's super key nowadays. There's affiliate influencers. People want to promote your product and get paid. So if they can do it and get paid, of course they're going to do it, right? So if they believe in you, people will support. America, I think, is really good with that. And, we do support each other when we feel it's something necessary only. Yeah, it is a keyword. So just make sure, just make it incentivized. Put your company, put your product, put your services. Don't afraid to give samples. Sometimes people are like, I don't want to give samples. No, it's like sometimes you got to eat. You got to eat that little cost, right? And put those samples out there and send those samples out to people and say, hey, I believe in my product. This is really going to hit the shelves. This is going to sell. So here, I'll give you a little sample. If you like it, you know where to come order it, honey.
Right. And what has been probably one of the struggles that you faced so far? Because I know we talked about building just now, but with building, from my experience, there's a lot of struggles that come with that. So do you want to shed some light on that for us?
Sure. I mean, the struggles, like I said, is getting people to see what your value is, right? A lot of times people say, well, oh, you're too costly or oh, this. But if you know your value, what you bring and how that's going to change your life, change your whole perspective of everything, it's also just understanding that, right? And not demining your value, right? There is a price tag attached to everything. I see people buy 30,000 pocketbooks, right? So if you had to buy a $1,000 package, some people it's just different things. People spend $300 on shoes, right? You could not buy those shoes, right? And put it towards your actual future and your finances and things like that, right? So I would definitely say those challenges would be from the cost challenges, of course, like earlier, like I said, was more about understanding exactly what this is. Because one thing is when you're the new person on the block, right? And you don't have that, how should I say, clout already. So it's like you got to build your clout. You got to build who you are, right? And people are like, well, who are you? Why should I buy from you? Right. But then the thing is, over time, if people keep seeing you and the challenge of, well, whoa, she's always outside and she's also meeting people and here, now she's speaking here and now she's got this, now she's got books and then this and that and festivals and all of these different things, you start building that brand recognition. There's nothing else that left to be said at that point. Right?
Agreed. Yes. And
There it is. You just got to take it with a big spoon. Yep, just take it all. Yep. Mm-hmm.
right. And that takes us to the blossoming section. How do you remain motivated?
People ask me that all the time. That there's a good question. So being motivated, you know what? I'm motivated because when I get up in the morning and I'm just like, okay, I'm working for myself. Like that's a motivation because I used to be the 9 to 5er. No, 9 and like 7er. Then I had another job. I had 3 jobs. I had the evening job. I had a morning job. I had a weekend job. I was just job. Right. So the fact that I could get up and say, oh, okay, I can go to the gym today. Right. I can, if I want to, I can take my time going to my office. It's just the freedom. It's the freedom, honey. The freedom, honey, just makes me excited when I get up, right? So just being able to do that. Also listening to motivational people, having the right, like my women's circle and who I'm around, right? They are just all excited about just living and being and then of course health, well-being, exercise and meditation and just all those natural things, gesting natural things in your system. I do a lot of that, right? And taking these kinds of supplements and stuff like that so that I can have the best version of myself. So my mind can be clear when I'm delivering messages, right? Because I want to make sure I'm giving you the best of me, the best, right? So yes, that's how I get motivated.
Oh, you just motivated me quite a bit here. So thanks for that. I love that. It comes through for sure.
Yes. And when this replay plays, I hope everybody else is motivated to get up, get going, and get ready, right? Let's go. We out here.
Yeah, I think you just started a movement here.
Listen, come join American Dreamers. I will motivate you. Be like, okay, this she on a whole nother level. Whatever she's drinking, I need to drink some of that times 10. Thank you. Ship that to me, honey.
Yep, agreed. And when we talk about success, I can see that for you, success is being able to go to the gym and do all of the things we just talked about. Is there anything else you would add to anything else you'd like to add when it comes to how we think about success and how you think about success?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes like success for me, of course, in the beginning it was not monetary. So sometimes I think, oh, I didn't make $1 today. Oh, I didn't make $10. There's gonna be days where you got zero. You're gonna see zero. You might see zero for a couple months. Right? It's okay. It's okay. Hang on there. Because you know what? After the zero, you definitely may eventually get to where you need to go. So success is the build. So like every day I've been building and developing. It wasn't like this in the beginning. I've been developing and building and rebranding and restructuring and rewiring and refiguring and reconnecting and redoing everything so that each level that you're going up, right? Each level that you're going up, you want to just have that level you want to be better than your next version of yourself. So I'm always competing with myself, trying to be the next best version of Nekei, right? Because I want to be able to deliver success in a way that is tangible for other people. I want to be able to deliver a blueprint. So success is not only about money, it is about the journey. So enjoying the journey, taking your time with the journey, right? Putting your best. Some people don't have it, you right? You want to put your best and just put your success face on, even when there is $0 coming in, and just get out there and just be the best version. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely relate to that. And that now takes us to the closeout section. And at this point, we like to ask, if you can share about 3 practical tips that someone listening to you now can use to actually get started or to remain along or to just continue doing what they're doing in business, of course.
Of course, in business. Well, number one, believe in yourself. Be your number one believer, because doubt is like the killer of dreams. When you doubt yourself, you doubt your ability. So that's definitely number one. Number two, I would say not only about understand that not everything is going to happen when you think it's going to happen, right? So take your time in your development process, ask questions, right? And build the right circles. That's number three, right? Connections and circles, networking is definitely the key to success. You can't do it alone. You've got to get out there and network, right? You already have all the tools. You already created this idea. You've made it happen. Now you just have to pull all the pieces together, right? Take your time, believe in yourself, network, and show people like, look, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for success when it comes to every level of what I need to do. And I'm going to be here to make it happen for myself, for my family, and building my generational wealth and whatever that you're trying to do with your business, because that's the only way that is going to happen for you.
For sure, for sure. And hopping on building the right circle, we like to ask our guests whether they would like to give up some of their time to a listener who would like to reach out to you. And that's one way people can network, build a circle, learn from you directly. So is that something you're willing to do?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I can, be able to connect and drop the information or however you'd like me to do it.
Yeah, so maybe now is a good time to let people know how the best ways to reach you.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram, which is Ask Nekei. So it's AskNekei. You can send me a DM there, or you could reach out to me on LinkedIn. Also, you can also look up my name, Nekei Lewis, LinkedIn.com/Nekei Lewis. And also, if you not too social media savvy, because sometimes we have older people and they're like, I'll just rather send you an email. You can send me an email at hi at American Dreamers with an S.club. So that's hi at American Dreamers.club.
Okay, thanks so much for sharing that. And we'll also have that in the show notes so you can grab it from there as well. Well, at this time, I would just like to say thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that our listeners reach out to you. You have a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge. So it would definitely be in their favor to reach out to you, a network there. So till next time, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
This episode was recorded in September 2024, and there is reference to an event happening next month. However, the event is actually happening from October 24th to October 27th, 2024. Please keep this in mind as you listen. For more information about the festival, please visit AmericanDreamersFest.com or contact Nekei. Thanks for listening to this episode of Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey, a CME Accounting LLC podcast. Please subscribe and be on the lookout for our next episode. If you'd like to share any feedback with us, please email us at podcast@cmeaccountingllc.com.